This is your AESH Weekly News Minute for Tuesday, April 11, 2023. Energy news. These are the countries that will be most hit if oil prices reach $100. The surprise output cut by OPEC and its allies sent oil prices rallying, and analysts say major oil importers like India, Japan and South Korea will feel the most pain if prices hit $100 per barrel, as some have predicted. On Sunday, OPEC Plus announced a production cut of 1.16 million barrels per day in a move that oil markets were not expecting. It's a tax on every oil importing economy, said Pavel Molchanov, managing director of private investment bank Raymond James. It's not the US that would feel the most pain from $100 oil, it would be the countries that have no domestic petroleum resources. Japan, India, Germany, France to name some of the big examples, Molchanov said. The voluntary cuts by countries in the oil cartel are set to start in May and last till the end of 2023. Both Saudi Arabia and Russia will trim oil production by 500,000 barrels per day until the end of this year, while other OPEC members like Kuwait, Oman, Iraq, Algeria and Kazakhstan also reduce output. Logistics and transportation news. Between December and March, MAN integrated the upcoming large Series E truck into its annual winter testing in northern Sweden. The manufacturer claims the tests proved its electric vehicle is suitable for daily ranges of between 600 and 800 kilometers and also works without problems in ice, snow, and temperatures as low as -40 degrees. MAN says that the focus areas of the tests, which involved thousands of kilometers of travel, were driving functions and range, air conditioning and charging behavior. The winter tests were a complete success. Our engineers literally put the new e-tric through its paces day and night under the toughest conditions. The maturity level is already extremely high, and the development team is working with great passion on the further trials to provide our customers with an optimal product for the switch to CO2-free road freight transport, said Dr. Frederick Zohm, executive board member for research and development at MAN Trucks and Bus. Around 30 test engineers took part in the tests, which saw the truck put through its paces in freezing cold weather with snowstorms and only a few hours of daylight. The engineers monitored overall energy management, the cooling and thermal management of the battery packs, the interaction and control of the powertrain components, as well as the charging behavior under the extreme winter conditions. Technology news. Tesla to use iron-based batteries in semi-electric trucks and affordable electric car. Tesla Incorporated said it plans to expand the use of cheaper iron-based batteries to a version of its semi-heavy electric trucks and an affordable electric vehicle. Tesla chief executive Elon Musk has championed on the lithium iron phosphate (LFP) battery technology dominated by Chinese suppliers, saying in March, the vast majority of the heavy lifting for electrification will be iron-based cells. But having Chinese suppliers build battery factories in the United States is a challenge because of the US-China political tensions. The world's biggest electric car maker said in its paper on Master Plan Part 3 released on Wednesday that it will use LFP batteries for short-range heavy electric trucks, which it calls semi-light, without providing details such as a launching date. Tesla last December started to deliver its semi-electric trucks with a longer 500-mile driving range per charge and which use nickel-based batteries. Tesla has previously said it will also launch a 300-mile range version. The automaker said its proposed small electric vehicles will use LFP batteries with capacity of 53 kilowatt-hours versus 75 kilowatt-hours for Model Y and Model 3. Finance news. Russia's Alfa Bank follows in VTB footsteps with record 2022 loss. Alfa Bank made a record loss of 117.1 billion rubles, $1.44 billion last year, a company report showed on Thursday, as sanctions on its financial system hit Russia's big banks. Russia's central bank said 2 of 13 official systemically important credit institutions made losses in 2022. These included state-owned VTB, which on Wednesday said it expects to bounce back with record profits in 2023 from a sanctions-induced $7.7 billion loss last year, with Alfa Bank's report confirming that it was the other. Both banks were placed under Western sanctions in response to Russia sending tens of thousands of troops into Ukraine. Russian banks have rallied after a collective 90% profit drop last year, with lenders now jostling for business from the state, particularly a burgeoning defense budget and the country's big corporate accounts. Global news headlines. Macron says Europe should not follow US or Chinese policy over Taiwan. French President Emmanuel Macron said in comments published on Sunday that Europe had no interest in an acceleration of the crisis over Taiwan and should pursue a strategy independent of both Washington and Beijing. Macron has just returned from a 3-day state visit to China, where he received a warm welcome from President Xi Jinping. China began drills around Taiwan on Saturday in anger at President Tsai Ing-wen's meeting with the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives Kevin McCarthy on Wednesday. China views democratically governed Taiwan as its own territory and has never renounced the use of force to bring the island under its control. Taiwan's government strongly objects to China's claims. Macron said Europe should not accelerate the conflict but take the time to build its position as a third pole between China and the United States, in comments to French newspaper Les Echos and Politico made during his visit to China. This has been your AESH Weekly News Minute for Tuesday, April 11, 2023. If you want more global energy news and real-time alerts, hit the subscribe button now and follow us on social media.